In this session, I will discuss about three-factor factorial design. Many experiments involve more than two factors. In this section, we introduce a case where there are a number of levels in factor A, simple B number of levels in factor B, and simple C number of levels in factor C. And if you are arranging an experiment or factorial experiment using these three levels, in generally, we are having A into B into C into n number of total observations. It is because here what we have considered was three factors. Factor A has simple A number of levels. Factor B has simple B number of levels. Factor C has simple C number of levels. And for each combination, we are having simple n number of observations. Therefore, we can say total number of observation will be now A into B into C into n. This is how we are getting total number of observations. It is because n number of replicates are used in the combination, and where we need to apply this three-factor factorial design is in general when we are discussing or when we are preparing some experiments or designing some experiments, then most of the time we need to investigate more than two factors. In such situations, there was not a defined method that we have discussed so far. Actually, the Latinisca design can be used. And if you are using the Latinisca, what we have to pay the attention is the all the levels of factors should be equal. And here we in the Latinisca design, we are confounding two factors and only one treatment effect is just identified inside the Latinisca design. But here, if you just need to identify the effect of all three factors as well as the interaction terms. Therefore, these factorial designs, in the last session also, we have discussed about two-factor factorial design. In that case also, you have identified that interaction terms were included in the model. Therefore, if you need to design an experiment with more than two factors, it is three factors, then, if you need to just to study about the interaction among these factors, then you can apply this three-factor factorial design. Here you can see the statistical model for this three-factor factorial design. You can see it is y ijkl and mu tau I beta j gamma k plus here this is the tau beta interaction ij and tau gamma interaction is included, beta gamma interaction is included, and here you can see that tau beta and gamma interaction. And if you see about these set of terms which I have included here, this is the mean that we are identifying, and these are the main effects that you can identify, and these are the two-way interactions. It means that for considered any two factors, we have identified the interaction. Therefore, here we can see the two-way interaction and the three-way interaction also included for this module. Therefore, main effects are included, two-way interactions are included, and the three-way interactions are included in the three-factor factorial design model. And same as the previous model, here also you can see that the error terms are denoted by epsilon value. And if I consider about I as I used to denote this factor A, J it is for factor B, and K for factor is for factor C, and L for the number of replicates. Therefore, if you see about the levels of factor A, there are a number of simple A number of levels in factor A. For J, it is going from 1 to B since there are B number of levels in factor B, and for this value K, it is going from 1 to simple C since the factor C has C number of levels, and since we have used N number of replicates, then L is going from 1 to N. And here you can see the definitions for these terms or the explanations of these terms can be mu is the grand mean, and tau I is the treatment effect of or the effect due to factor A. Beta j is the effect due to jth level of factor B. Actually, tau I is the effect due to ith level of factor A. Beta j is the effect of jth level of factor B, and gamma k is the effect due to kth level of factor C, and tau beta is the interaction effect coming from factor A and B. Interaction effect now that tau gamma, it is the interaction effect due to factor A and C. Then here you can see it is the interaction effect of factor B and C. And tau beta and gamma, this three-way interaction, you can see this as it is quite the interaction due to factor A, B, and C with the levels of Ij and Kth level of each factor. And if this is the statistical model that we have identified, then we need to perform the ANOVA, which is the analysis of variance for this three-factor factorial design. And you can follow this ANOVA table to identify the relevant calculations for each factor. Now you can see that source of variation here. You can see the treatment, and then this goes as the treatment has now elaborated using these main effects have included, two-way interactions are included, then the three-way interactions are included, then error and the total are included. Since we are having a into B into C number of treatments, then degrees of freedom for treatment would be A, B, C minus 1. Since we have had A levels of factor A, we are taking A minus 1. Similar to B and C, B minus 1 and C minus 1 will be taken. As the interaction of AB, you can simply take the multiplication of the degrees of freedom of factor A and B, A minus 1 into B minus 1. Likewise, we can simply take the value for C and BC. Therefore, the degrees of freedom would be A minus 1 into C minus 1 and B minus 1 into C minus 1. If you consider the degrees of freedom for three-way interaction, now you can see that you have to multiply these three quantities to obtain the degrees of freedom of three-way interaction. And then to take the total, what you can do is you can take the A into B into C into n minus 1, where n is the number of replicates that you have used. And if you subtract this ABC minus 1 from this quantity, then you can get the degrees of freedom of error. And actually, what I need to tell you is if you take the summation of this set of values, if you take the summation of this set of value, now you can see if you take the summation of this set of values, then it should be equal to ABC minus 1. It is because actually the treatment has now elaborated using the main effects, two-way interactions, and this three-way interaction. Therefore, actually this part can be now considered as just the elaboration of this treatment. And actually otherwise we can see treatment error and total as included in the ANOVA table. Therefore, now to get the error degrees of freedom, what you can simply do is you can subtract this quantity from the total degrees of freedom, then you will get ABC into n minus 1. And the next thing what we can obtain is the sum of the squares. These are the notations I have used to denote the sum of the squares, general notations that we are using. And same as previous, the mean squares can be obtained by dividing the sum of the squares by the degrees of freedom. Mean square can be obtained as the sum of the squares divided by the degrees of freedom, and this F ratio can be taken as the ratio between the mean square for the given with the mean square error. Therefore, if you are taking the mean square for the set of values, and if you are dividing it by the mean square error, here you are getting the MSE value, then you can easily obtain this F ratio values. The main thing that you have to keep in your mind is now here we are having this much of lengthy table. It is because now we are going to elaborate this treatment using the main effects, two-way interactions, as well as the three-way interaction. Now we will see about what are the useful formula that we can use to calculate the ANOVA table. And if you see about the useful formula, same as previous, first of all, we need to calculate the correction factor value. Correction factor can be now obtained as the grand total. It is denoted by Y with these four dots. Since we are having three factors and these number of replicates, Therefore, the grand total has to be squared and it has to be divided by a times b times c times n, which denotes the total number of observations. And total sum of the squares can be obtained using you have to square each and every value that you have given, and then you have to take their summation and then subtract the correction factor from this quantity. Then you can simply get the value for total sum of square. And then what you can do is you can get the SSA. Here we are not going to actually find out the value for SS treatment. It is because once you have simply calculated this main the SS values for main effects, interaction for two-way and three-way, then those addition will use us for this SS treatment. Therefore, now we will see how we can calculate the main effects first. Therefore, these set of values have used to calculate the main effects. Now you can pay the attention on these calculating SS values for A, B, and C. To get this, what you can do is if you are considering a number of levels, then the total under this factor A has to be now taken and its square term has to be divided by B times C times N. Here we are using the values other than the value A since we are going to identify it for the factor A, and then subtract the correction factor to get the value of B. It says B. What you have to do is you have to take the this simply we can say it's the factor B totals of this for the gate level. First of all, you need to take the total and then square it and then divide by A times C times N and then subtract the correction factor. The same as previous for the factor C to get the SSC, we have to take the totals of each level of factor C and then square it, get the summation of them, and then divide by ABN. And then subtract the correction factor. Here you can see that for factor A, we have divided by BCN. For factor B, it is ACN, and for factor C, it is divided by ABN. Therefore, if you are considering a factor, then that number of factor levels are omitted in this division, and the remaining values would be used for the divisions only. And so now we have finished the calculations with the main effect. Now we can go for the calculation of the interactions for as the two-way interaction. Now we can simply say that two-way interactions can be obtained as first of all, you need to identify the total of these the interactions. Therefore, Yij double dot are the totals and then square it and then divide it by Cn. Since you have used this AB here, then you have to use or simply we are dividing it by C times N. Then subtract the correction factor as well as you have to subtract the main effects also. It is because now you are going to identify the interaction. Therefore, to identify this interaction of A and B, you have to subtract the main effect of A as well as main effect B from this quantity. And to get the value for SSAC, then you have to take the totals for this AC and then square it and then get their summations and then divide it by b times n, then subtract the correction factor as previous. And now you have to consider about what are the main factors associated with this interaction are now for factor A and C. Therefore, you have to subtract SSA and SSC because now you have already calculated those values in the previous step. And SSBC can be now obtained. In the SSBC, what you can do is you can simply take the totals for the B and C and then square it, then get the summation for those two squares and divide by A times N and subtract the correction factor. Thereafter, you need to subtract the main effect of B and C from this since we are identifying this interaction. And to get the value for now, we have finished the things with the two-way interaction, and now we have to come for the three-way interaction. In three-way interactions, you can see that here what I am getting is um, for the factor A, B, and C, we are getting the total as Yij dot, and then square it and get the summations and divide it by n. Then subtract the correction factor, and thereafter, what you have to do is you have to subtract all the main effects and all the two-way interactions from this quantity if you just need to identify this three SS value of three-way interaction. Therefore, these are the set of equations we use to calculate main effects, two-way interactions, and the three-way interaction. And once you have identified all these main effects and the interactions, then you can simply get their summation to obtain the value for SS treatment. Treatment sum of which can be now and taken as this is the set of main effects, these are the two-way interactions, and this is the three-way interaction we can see. Therefore, this total gives us the value for treatment sum of squares. And after obtaining the treatment sum of squares, you can simply use this equation. It is the treatment sum of square has to be now subtracted from the total sum of square. Here we have identified the value for total sum of square. Therefore, you can simply take the SSE value. Once you have the SS values completed, then we know that how to get the MS values and thereafter F ratio. And now we will see about an example regarding this three-factor factorial design. In here, a quality control department of fabric finishing part studying the effect of several factors on dyeing for a balanced cotton or synthetic cloth used to manufacture shirts. Therefore, here they have identified three operators, three cycle times, and two temperature were selected. Therefore, these can be considered as their factors. Operator would be one factor, cycle time would be one factor, and they have considered temperature as the third factor. And three small specimens of cloth were dyed under each set of conditions. Here you can see that under each and every condition, they have repeated it for three specimens. Therefore, you can see that there are three number of replicates used for this experiment. Therefore, first of all, using these wordings, you have to identify what are the factors and how many factor levels are identified for each factor. And then these the experiment then observations were obtained just by these finished clothes were compared to a standard one and these numerical scores were assigned and these results can be seen below and you are asked to test the appropriate hypothesis using the ANOVA under this 5% significance with the alpha equals 0.05. And if you see about this data set, now you can see that in here actually, there were two operators, not three operators. This should be two operators, and here you can take is now you can see sorry, three operators and two temperatures. Here you can see that cycle time. There are three cycle times 40, 50, and 60, and three operators were used 1, 2, 3, and here also 1, 2, 3 operators are used. This because here we have identified two clusters of temperature. Therefore, now you can see that I have used the cycle time as one factor and temperature as the next factor, and inside these temperatures I have used for each one three operators were used. Therefore, now you can see that inside this 300 cluster, 300 temperature cluster, this number of operators, three operators were used here, and the same three operators were now used for this 350 temperature also. Therefore, these are the scores that they have obtained for this experiment. And if you go through the calculations for this experiment, then what we can do is first of all we can write down the this model for this experiment. Here you can see it is the three-factor factorial design since we need to identify the effect of the all of these three factors. Therefore, we can now include the interaction terms also. Therefore, here you can see the grand mean is included, then tau I, beta j, gamma k, main effects of these three factors, and thereafter these two-way interactions are included as well as the three-way interaction, and finally they have included the error terms also. Now if I generally write it, then I can say I goes from 1 to A, J goes from 1 to B, K goes from 1 to C, and L goes from 1 to N since there are n number of replicates. And now if you are assigning this I, j and k with the factors that we are assigning, we can say this I is the factor A and j is I is the cycle time, and I have taken it as factor A. J is the operator and it has taken as factor B, and k is the temperature and it has assigned as the factor C. And you can see that there are 3 levels for factor A and B, while 2 levels for factor C. Now what you can do is you can simply take the totals. Now we'll see how we can perform, or how we can get the totals for each of these if it is in this form. Therefore, now this is the table that they have provided for us. Therefore, first of all, what you need to take is we will take these totals for the large clusters that we can see here. Therefore, in simple, we can take since the cycle time and the temperature are uh, the clusters that you see as the most outside. Therefore, first of all, I am taking the row totals. Therefore, if I need to get the row totals, what I can do is I can make this as clusters. Therefore, if you are making clusters, now you can see that this is the cycle time 40. If you are considering cycle time 40, then you can say these are the set of values that we can identify for cycle time 40, and you can say that value is equal to 537. Here you can see this is the next cluster. You can see it is for the cycle time of 50. Now you can see the value is obtained as 640. It is quite the addition of all these set of values. It means that altogether I am having 18 values in this yellow colored box. Therefore, those total has obtained as 640. And thereafter what I can do is I can take the values for this value 60, and if I am taking this value 60, then the cycle time 60, then again there are again 18 observations, then those addition has obtained as now 536. Now you have taken the totals for factor A. Since our cycle time was identified as factor A, now you can consider these are the totals for factor A, and it is denoted by yi triple dots. And now I have finished the calculations for this for factor, actually this factor A, and now I am going to the next cluster set of clusters assigned for temperature. Since temperature is the most outside cluster that you can see among these columns, therefore I am first taking the cluster associated with this temperature 300. Therefore, if I consider about this 300 temperature, this is the set of values that I can see. If you see about the value 300, then it is going from this line to this line. Therefore, altogether this number of, now you can see that for there are altogether 27 observations included here. Therefore, the total of these 27 are now equal to 825, and it is for this 300 level cluster. And now we have to do the same thing for the 350. If you are taking the values for 350, then you need to get this set of values, and here also we can see another 27 values. Therefore, you can get the total for it as uh, the totals of the observation for the temperature 350. And since we have already identified this temperature as the factor C, you can name this as the y double dot k, since k is the levels, k number of levels are included in factor C. Therefore, we can see that the totals are 825 and 888. This is how we are getting the totals for factor A and factor C. And thereafter what we need to do is we need to take the values for the operators also. And if you see about the operators, if you are considering about this factor B, now you can see that operator 1 is here as well as operator 1 is appears here. Therefore, what we have to do is when we are taking the totals for this factor B, then factor B has 3 levels. It is the operator 1, operator 2 and operator 3 is included in this experiment. Thereafter, what we can do is, first of all, we need to take the values for operator 1. To take the values for operator 1, we need to obtain this set of values. We need to take the summation of this set of values as well as this set of values. Therefore, if you take the summation of these two sets of values, it is because the both of the sets are associated with this operator 1. Therefore, now if you go through this addition, now you can see that total would be 524. And likewise, you can redo it for this operator 2 and operator 3. If you need to take the values for operator 2, then you can have to take these sets of values to take the totals, and for the operator C, we need to take these sets of values. Therefore, now you can see that for the operator 3, you need to obtain the total of these sets of values, because under this temperature 300, operator 3 was used, as well as under the uh, temperature 350, the same operator 3 is used here. Therefore, this is how you are taking the totals for factor B. Now you have taken the totals for which is related with the main effects. Factor A has taken as these row totals, factor B has taken as the column totals, and factor C has taken these column totals, and now you have identified the clusters for factor B, and thereafter we have obtained the totals also. And thereafter what we can do here is thereafter we need to identify these the interactions. Here first of all I am taking the interaction of ij. Interaction of ij means here here actually I and k, it is cycle time, and the operator has taken, this should be y, I and k. This should be, it is y, I dot k. It is because here we are considering the cycle time with the operator. Now you can see that cycle time 40 has 1, 2 and 3 operators, and 50 has that number, 60 has also that number. Therefore, now you can take their totals, and first of all we will see how we can obtain this 147. 147 has now obtained for cycle time 40 and 1. Therefore, if you need to take this value, what you have to do is you have to take the total. It is for cycle time 1. It is for the cycle time 1 and operator 1, cycle time 40 and operator 1. Therefore, what you need to do is here for cycle time 1 operator, cycle time 40 operator 1. Here you can see that cycle time 40 operator 1 is here, as well as cycle time 1 operator 1 is here. Therefore, now you have to take these are the interactions with this factor A and factor C. Therefore, this is how we are getting this 147 value. And the next set of values can be obtained using it is for the cycle time 40 operator 2. Then these sets of values has to be total to get the values, and to get the 40 with this value 3 operator 3, then you have to take this set of value. Now it is for the cycle time 40 operator 3. And same as this, we need to take, we need to identify the values for operator 1 for value 50. Then these two has to be used, and thereafter operator 2 for the operator 2 with this value 50, we need to use this set of values, and thereafter we can apply this for the operator 3 with the value 50. You have to use this set of values. Likewise, if you see about this next set of values, this 60 with operator 1, therefore this set of values need to be used, and thereafter we need to use this set of values, and then for the remaining part we can use this set of values. Therefore, by taking, now you can see the same colors as used for these two sets. Therefore, now you can simply take the values for in the factor A with factor C in this form. Now thereafter what we need to do is likewise you can simply obtain this table. This table can be obtained, and there likewise that cycle time 40 with the temperatures also you need to take the value. Therefore, if you take about those values, then this can be taken simply as cycle time 40, this temperature 300 is need to use. Cycle time 40, temperature 300. This value is used. This set of values need to be taken, and for the next set of values, cycle time 40 with 350, then cycle time 50 with 300, and thereafter cycle time 50 with 350 degrees. Likewise, you need to take these values, and thereafter you can take the value of this set, as well as you can take the values of this set also. Therefore, this is how you are taking the this with the factor A and factor B. Factor A and B can be obtained in that form. And as finally, what you can do is you can obtain the values for factor C also, factor B and C. Now factor B and C, it is the operator and the temperature. Operator and temperature can be obtained using this operator 1 with 300, operator 1 with 350. Therefore, if you go back to this one, first you need to take the operator 1 with 300. Therefore, these values needed to be identified. Then operator 1 with 350. Operator 1 with 350, you need to take this set of values. Thereafter, we can take the summation for operator 2 with 300, and this operator 2 with 350. Thereafter, operator 3 with 300, like that, operator 3 with 350. Therefore, these are the 6 values that we can simply obtain for the table that I have shown here. And thereafter we need to take the summation of these three-way interactions. It means that for the operator, as well as for the cycle time, as well as for this temperature also, we need to identify. Here this can be now considered as this is the operator. Here we can see the operator number, and here we can see the set of values for temperature 300, and this set of values is for temperature 350. And in this form you can simply take the values for all these three variables. And now you have obtained the totals, and thereafter you can perform the calculation using the equations. Therefore, a correction factor can be taken as the grand total. To get the grand total, what you can do is you can simply use one of these table. In here, if you take these totals, then we can take it as 1713. Therefore, 1713 square term divided by A, B, C into A, N, and A, B, and N has the value 3, while C has the value 2. Therefore, we can do the substitution here, and we will end up with the value as this, what we can say as 54,340.17. And thereafter SST can be taken. It is the summation of these values, and it is YIJKL. It means that you need to take the square term of all these values. For each value you have to take the square term, and then the total, you have to take the sum of each of the square term of these values. Likewise, you can simply take these YIJKL squared values and then subtract the correction factor. In that form, you can take the SST value, and thereafter we can take the SSA values. To get this value, what you can consider is the values obtained as the row totals. Therefore, here you can see that these are the values associated with factor 1. Therefore, the totals are 537, 640, and 536. Therefore, you can apply it in the calculation. Therefore, here you can see the square terms were used and their summations are included. And then this has to be divided by B times C times N, and correction factor has to be subtracted from here. To get the value for SSB, you have to take the column totals. If you refer the table, then you can see these are the totals that we have obtained. Therefore, we can say this as these is square terms, and 3 terms were used here. Therefore, you can take them as the square terms, then divided by 3 times 2 times 3, and then subtract the correction factor, then ends up with the 256.33. Likewise, you can do for the factor C also. Thereafter, it needs to identify this interaction. To identify the interaction of this AB, what you can do is AB, you can say it is as the YJ, ij. Therefore, you can use these table values, then you square all these values and get their summation, then divide it by b times n. Here we need to since you use AB, C times n has to be used here. Then subtract the correction factor as well as effect SS of factor A and SS of factor B has to be subtracted. Therefore, using this calculation, you can obtain the value for interaction also. Likewise, you can manually do the calculation for interaction of AC and BC. Likewise, using this table values, you can take the value for three-way interaction. Therefore, this is how we are performing the calculation to obtain the ANOVA table. After obtaining these interactions, then you can take all their summations to get the treatment. And the difference between the SS treatment and SS total gives as 148.67 once you do the substitution. Then you can get it as the value for SS error. And this is the ANOVA table that I have obtained for this data set, since I have already 18 number of combinations for treatment. That value was now obtained as 18 minus 1 as 17. Altogether, I have used 54 observations, then 54 minus 1 as 53, and then I have subtracted this 17 from this 53. Therefore, error degrees of freedom has obtained as 36. And here you can see that these are the values obtained as degrees of freedom of these factor ABC, interaction of these two, and interaction of these three. Therefore, if you now take their totals, now it should be definitely equal to 17, and we have already obtained the sum of the squares value, and by taking the ratio between SS and D degrees of freedom, you can calculate the mean square value. And here also you can perform this F ratio. You have to do it by taking the ratio between this mean square value with the mean square error. Therefore, 68.36 divided by 4.13 gives you the value as 16.55. Likewise, you can perform all these calculations and you can obtain the values for the F ratios. And same as previous, here also, first of all, we need to test for the interaction. Here, first hypothesis is considered for the interaction. Then what we can do is, here we are testing for no significance effect from the interaction. It means that interaction is 0 versus interaction is not equal to 0. And to test this, what we need to do is we need to calculate the critical value. Since 4 is the degrees of freedom associated with interaction and 36 is the error degrees of freedom, we need to find this value from the F table. Since we are inferencing under 5% significance level, therefore we can say that this value is equal to 2.6060. But you can see that the calculated value that we have identified was 3.05. Since we have identified the calculated value falls into the rejection region, we have to reject H0. It means that the three-way interaction is exists. But what will happen if this is not rejected? If it is not rejected, then you have to test for the presence of two-way interaction. Therefore, at least one interaction exists, then thereafter you have to test for each and every level of each factor. Then in the if all the two-way interactions are says that those are not significant, then you have to you can test for the main effects. That is how we are performing the hypothesis. First of all, you need to test for three-way interaction. If it is not rejected, test for all possible two-way interactions. If all of them are not rejected, then check for the all possible main effects. And if this is rejected, then we cannot say that we can say that there is effect from factor A as well as B as well as C as a combination. Therefore, since the three-way interaction presents, therefore they cannot have, or they cannot behave independently. Factor A, B, and C cannot behave independently. Therefore, now what we have to do is, now we have to check for each level of factor A with the levels of factor B and C, and same you have to repeat the same thing for factor B as well as for the factor C. Therefore, this is the theory that we need to uh, use when we are going to perform hypothesis testing under three factor factorial design. And this is what I need to discuss for this session, and thank you all for joining with this session.